Hi guys and girls, I hope you're all doing really well. I miss seeing you. Some of you were able to send me your week 3 work and it looks like you did a really nice job. So this week, instead of triangles, we're going to move on and we're going to talk about quadrilaterals. And as we know, quadrilaterals are shapes with 4 sides, any shape with 4 sides. We're talking about some specific types of quadrilaterals though. So make sure you watch the Math Antics video and make sure you download the worksheets that I have put on the slides right up here somewhere. The first one that's going to be in there is this handy dandy. It's kind of like a little a guide of sorts to how to know if you have a square, a rectangle, a rhombus, a parallelogram, or a trapezoid, and what that means for the lines and the angles inside of that. The Math Antics video does a really good job explaining everything to you, but I did want to show you this too. This is something we would normally put in our math notebook, and I will take a picture of this and make sure this gets posted on the Google Slides as well. This is called the quad squad, and so I wanted to show you the 2 main types of quadrilaterals. So we do have trapeziums, and trapeziums are quadrilaterals that don't have any parallel sides, but the main 2 types we have are these 2 here. We either have 1 set of parallel sides or we have 2 sets of parallel sides. If we have 1 set of parallel sides, we call that a trapezoid, and there are no other subcategories of a trapezoid. It just has 1 set of parallel sides. Angles don't matter. On the other side, we have 2 sets of parallel sides, and if we have 2 sets of parallel sides, we have what is called a parallelogram. Now, a parallelogram can be broken down further into smaller categories. For a parallelogram, one of 2 things can happen. You can have 4 equal sides, or you can have 4 equal angles as well. So if you have a parallelogram with 4 equal sides, you have a rhombus. If you have a parallelogram with 4 equal angles, you have a rectangle. Now, sometimes you can have a parallelogram that has 4 equal sides and 4 equal angles, and in that special case, you have a square. Now, something that's interesting to note is that if you have a square, this square can also be called a rhombus, a rectangle, a parallelogram, and a quadrilateral. So as you go from the top down, it's a sometimes. Like sometimes you can have a quadrilateral that is a parallelogram, and sometimes you can have a parallelogram that is a rectangle. Sometimes you can have a parallel that's a rhombus. Sometimes you can have a rhombus that is a square. But if you have a square is automatically a rhombus, a rectangle, a parallelogram, and a quad squad, part of the quad squad. So going up our little diagram here, it's always, whatever below is always in the category above it. Whatever is above is sometimes in the category below it. So make sure you pay attention to that. There are 3 worksheets for today. The first one is just, or for this week, sorry. The first one is just identifying quadrilaterals. Find the shapes that have 4 sides, color them in. And then there's a couple down here. It just wants to know, is the shape a quadrilateral and why or why not? The second one, it wants you to classify quadrilaterals. So this first sheet that I showed you has all of these pieces of information in there. Those are also listed right here at the top. So I want you to look at these shapes over here and tell me, is this shape, how many pairs of parallel lines are there? How many equal sides? Are opposite sides equal? Are all the sides equal? Are there non-equal? How many, does it have right angles? So, and then tell me what type of quadrilateral it is. And so all of the information that you need for down here to figure out what type it is going to be listed up here at the top. The last page we have is my little quadrilateral hierarchy, similar to the quad squad. And so on this, it wants you to tell me all of the different ways that you can name this. For example, this one right here, it is a quadrilateral, but if I look at this, it's also a parallelogram, okay? It does say, tell me which one is the most specific. That means which one is the furthest down. But if you have this one is gonna have 1, 2, 3 different names. This one is gonna have 2 different names, and this one is gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different names. Okay, so tell me all of the different ways. And so remember on this, you're going to use what I told you on here. If the furthest one down is also going to be called everything up, all the way up the diagram. Okay. So as usual, if you have any questions, please make sure you send me a message or an email and let me know. And I will absolutely love to get with you and have like just a personal Zoom call. Or if you just miss me and want to say hi, I can do a personal Zoom call with you too. Social studies, we're going to talk about political beliefs and the political parties. It doesn't get specific like what types of beliefs you have. It just describes some of the differences between the political parties and how people's political beliefs are formed. So enjoy the brain, and if you get stuck in any of your math, I miss you guys, and I will see you Wednesday at 3 for the Zoom call. Bye.